Hello everyone, welcome back to the shed. It's finally here, the Caroline Inspection Saloon by Revolution Trains in 00 gauge. Let's get it open. This arrived a few minutes ago via Royal Mail. I'd like to point out very nicely some nice cut out grooves in the box lid so you can pull the lid off very nicely. Nice sort of ice cube style packaging. But it's not in the sort of sense where it's Bachmann or Hornby where it folds out. It's like a top lift off lid. First of all though, detail stuff: piping, a additional tension lock coupler, Caroline nameplates. I don't know if they are etched or not. I think they are actually. I think they are etched metal nameplates. Very nice. Lift all of the packaging out because before we get to the meaty bit, the instructions. Always read the instructions. What we got: warranty and acknowledgements in amongst the contents as well. Then we've got front end features such as the lighting. So we've got British Rail under NSE and Network Rail, which is the version I've got. Cab end lighting controls, which right, so this is not DCC fitted. I thought it wasn't, so that's why I got a DC logo down. If it was DCC fitted, I would have gotten my Colas 37 down, as I'm yet to fit this 37. Let's see what else we've got just before we get to that. So this is all the certain functions: buffer beam detailing, where to put it, fitting a decoder, 21 pin, underside of the main PCB which is fitted into the roof, access the socket, the body should be removed, first disengage 6 clips holding it in place. Okay, so there's no screws. What would I rather prefer, screws or clips? Knowing how crap Helljan is, considering how high their chassis goes into the body, I'd say I prefer screws. But I suppose clips is easier to produce and less in manufacturing costs. Small thin pieces of card, or our best solution is a thin plastic guitar pick, nice and flexible. Socket seen on the inside of the roof above the kitchen compartment, so the middle of the coach. Fit your chosen 21 pin, or the body's off you may wish to fit passengers, and stock the kitchen with gin. That's a very nice little humorous bit, very nice. Fitting nameplates. It was named in 2005. So where appropriate it shows printed ones. Photo etched versions are included in an accessory bag for those who wish to fit them. And that's about the rail door they put on. That's the list of parts. I feel horribly sorry for the people who had to put this together in the factory. And then you've got the story of the coach. Shows it being converted from a Hastings unit coach right there. Shows it in blue grey. Shows it in more blue grey for the VIP passengers, NSE, and more recent. There's 4 versions of this available, by the way, in blue grey, NSE, Viridian green I believe it's called, because I got the shade of green wrong. Whatever, and this one's Brunswick green, which is the one I'm interested in. And I believe this thing has been slated to go into preservation, or the National Collection, once it is done and dusted. Like that one. Just to note, 2020, socially distanced route learning. That's very cool. I do of course have a model of, oh, and there's the real lady the coach was named after, rest in peace. Yes, I have a model of 37421. I bought one after I saw it line side while I was working line side. It was behind this, gave a thumbs up to the driver, and he opened the throttle, which was fantastic. And of course this was leading the way. So I think this got announced, I think I ummed it for a little while, and then I went, yes, let's pre-order it, pay in full, I can forget about it, it'll arrive when it arrives. Oh look, it's arrived. Already, that looks really impressive. I'm going to lift it out like that. Nice and easy. I could have tipped over the plastic thing, but oh well. Wow. I've got to tell you, this is actually quite long. The best comparison I can give is right here I have a Bachmann Mark 1. It is, yeah, about the length of a Mark 1. This is a nice departure from the, what is it, Stania 50-foot inspection saloon that we've been dealing with from Bachmann for a while. There we go. Yeah, a really nice lengthy coach. It would help if I held it in frame, wouldn't it? Livery is very nice. The printing on this number down here is a little smudged by the looks of it. Nothing's in focus. Come on. There's a little bit of smudging that's gone on with that number. It's a little dirty above and below it. It's not too noticeable from a distance, but I can tell someone's bodged that number a little bit. The information panel looks okay in terms of printing. The nameplate on the side looks good in terms of printing. Nice moulded vents there. I'm trying to not put my fingers on any of the windows, I don't want to smudge them up. Nicely modelled drop light windows, the silver line at the top, with the metal part you press and pull down, that's very nice. Windows are really nicely done with these openable vents, the slide vents. Misted sort of textured window for the, I'm guessing it's the lav or the, no, I do genuinely believe that's the lav, and I think they have moulded it in there. I can see some kind of white in there. There might either be a sink or a lav actually modelled inside. The interior in there is really nice with the chairs and the tables. The control desk is incredibly well done as well. There's no good lighting in here because this is horribly overexposed outside. Just trying to think, it's this side. The headlights are done really well. I know in early production on this sort of showed them like bulging LEDs. They are not, they are flush on this production model. That's fantastic. Horns are nice. Windscreen wipers are done really nicely. Get it in focus. You can tell I'm an amateur, can't you? Wow, the detailing. I mean, really, this is incredible. The amount of stuff going on down here, some of the stuff that you wouldn't even see probably while it's running around on the track. Some really nice detailing around here. Really, really nicely done. One tension lock already fitted from the factory. Get in focus, there we are. And the other end, already fitted, is a Mark 1 style knuckle coupler, which is dangling right there, but it's not in the NEM pocket. I'd like to add that's, I don't believe this is a functional, no, it's not a functional knuckle coupler. We've also got that like EMU style rub plate there as well. Let me check the other side for that number. See, this side hasn't got any sort of smudging to the coach's number. Wow, the printing on these two boxes down here is really nice as well. That is quite legible. Propane gas, no naked, lights, smoking, excessive heat. The fact that those two signs are legible is incredible. It's really tiny writing. It's fantastic. Nice sort of flasher warning on the battery boxes down here as well. These steps are done really nicely too. The roof vents are very nice. Probably should check both ends in terms of control desk. You know, I pointed to that side earlier, I think it was. I can't tell because it's mirrored on the camera. I wonder if I was actually filming the control desk. No, yeah, I was. Okay. Sorry everyone, just having a balmy. The bogies are really nicely done as well. The springs are picked out in green. Even in the middle, they are picked out in green. Really nice. Thoroughly impressed. And the fact it's gotten here in one piece. Oh, the handrails are very nice as well. The fact it's gotten here in one piece through Royal Mail after, I mean, when was this posted? Friday or Thursday? I got an email about it on Friday. I think it was put in the post on Thursday. It's arrived Monday, so that's 3 working days. I cannot complain. Packaging is very nice, it's compact as well, and it's obviously done the job very well. There's no damage to the item. Very nice. On the back you've got a picture of the Sweet Caroline Rail Tour that happened last year. I know that was postponed for a while because of COVID. Very nice. And I must say, this is my first Revolution Trains product. So far I'm very impressed. Rolls very smoothly. I should have said as well, it's got a nice weight to it for a coach. If I really push this, so I go, is the route set? No. Okay, maybe it's a little too light, it's just derailed over a curved point. Tell you what, give it the benefit of the doubt. Take it at a slower speed, I bet it won't do that. Well, let's set it right there. Unisolate road 3 and DC. Is it that one? No, it's that one. So bring on the 37. Couples up very nicely with a Bachmann loco. NEM tension lock seems to be exactly the same height, so they've done really well on that one. Yeah, brilliant. So, first things first, we're going to have to get this going around the layout, so we're going to have to test this over the double slip curve point. I'll free roll it over the triple and we'll test it on the express points as well. So let's turn that around. There we go. So now we have to control the camera a little. Give it some power. And those headlights come on very nicely, including the high intensity light. So negotiating the double slip is perfectly fine. go. Slower speed over the curve point, perfectly fine. Those tail lights are on as well. There's also interior lighting on DC. Runs nice and smoothly, no complaints. Any noise you're hearing is probably from the 37, as I haven't run it in a while. Express points. Like a dream. Like any Bowie coach should. And the other express points. Perfect. So I actually realised I can have the station isolated and nothing will move, so I can actually use the 37 to propel the inspection saloon over the triple points. So first way, perfectly fine. And the second way, so straight on. Perfectly fine. And the other diverging routes. Perfect. No problems with the triple points at all. Fantastic. So that's the Caroline inspection saloon in double O gauge from Revolution Trains. You may have noticed I've not shown any footage of this running around the layouts, like sort of line side footage. That's because this is a coach. There's no bloody motor noise. If you're going to hear anything, it's going to be from the 37, which sounds like it needs some lubrication. Let's talk price now. One of these will set you back £160. Now, I want to put this in comparison to what is actually a shorter coach, but something just as equally rich in detail, which is Rapido's dynamometer car. That is, I think, £120. No, I think it's more than that. Let me verify that, hang on. There'll be a jump cut here. No, okay, I was correct. It's £120 from Rouse of Sheffield. It's an item that's as equally rich in detail. If not, this one's got plenty more. The parts list is insane, as you saw earlier. Things I'm impressed with on this model. The interior detailing is really, really well done. And of course, since it's such an open coach, you'd expect that. The control desks are really well done. The under floor detailing is really really detailed. I know that sounds stupid, but there we are. It's really dense. There's a lot of detail there. The springs and the axle boxes are really nicely picked out. The addition of this sort of dummy knuckle coupler at the end that's dangling down is really nice. The inclusion of etched nameplates, I think you can expect, to be honest, for that kind of price. The only letdown on this whole thing is this ever so slightly smudged number. However, standing here, I am half a metre away. I cannot see that. I have to come up very closely, and I could start seeing that just then at about 10, maybe 15 centimeters away. That will irk people, and I know they'll probably leave a comment about it. I'm not fussed because I can't see it from here. Where am I going to be when I'm looking at my model train? I'm going to be sitting in the middle of the layout controlling it. I am not going to be shoving my face in it while it's running around the layout at, you know, Mach 1 or whatever. So, £160. Would I justify that? Yes. The way I'm going to justify it is say this. This is a locomotive without a motor. That's basically what it is. It's got loads of detail, loads of glazing, directional lighting, lots of directional lighting, and it's got a 21-pin DCC socket. This is a loco without a motor. And in full honesty, you're not going to need much more than this and a loco. What you see before you is a full train. DRS might be your flavour, Colas might be your flavour. You might want a different livery of this inspection saloon. So here's my recommendation. If you model BR Blue Grey, sure. If you model BR Blue Grey Southern, even better. If you model BR Southern Network Southeast Era, perfect. If you model late 2000s, perfect. You can get the Viridian exclusive one, which I think is available through Rainbow Railways. And if you're looking at any of the other eras, such as the early 2000s or now, get this Brunswick Green version. It's a really nice piece. It's nice and long. It's the length of a full Mark 1. It's unique because it's got the Hastings style slab sides. The interior detailing is really good. I can see all of the chairs and I can see one of the control desks from here, and that's half a metre away. So that really sort of shows how minor this is and how fantastic the rest of it is. All of the separately applied detail is really, really nice, and the fact that half of it you can't even see while it's on the layout is not necessarily disappointing, but it's nice to know it's there. But actually, now that I've squatted down, I can see pretty much all of that, and it looks fantastic. So again, if you've got the layout and the rolling stock to run this already, perfect. If you can afford getting a £100 loco alongside a £160 coach to run on your layout, perfect. If you're not too fussed, don't worry about it. This is a very niche thing. I like my oddballs and oddities, so of course, well, I already had the loco / locos to run this, so I wasn't too worried. I went, perfect, already got the stuff to do that. That would be really nice. It's another oddball I can add to my collection. But if I didn't, I would have ummed and ahed a bit more, because I already have a LMS 50-foot inspection saloon, and I will wager that this is far, far better. I'm really glad I got this, and I'm very glad I could pay upfront in full back when I did. This has been through delay after delay. I know the most recent big delay was PCB shortages, but now of course that's over. They're arriving now. We're here. So what are my hopes and dreams for this? I hope that someone does a sound project for this. Don't get me wrong, I will look at putting a 21-pin decoder in here, and of course I'll probably end up sound fitting this at some point, so I can run this alongside my Colas one. But I really do hope someone does a sound project for this, because when you're running as a consist and this is leading, you're going to want the proper horns to sound, not the 37 that's pushing it in that case. That, and maybe you could get away with some extra sounds as well, maybe a light switch on and off, a slam of a door, a guard's whistle, some basic stuff, because it is a coach. So now that this long awaited video is over, what's next on the pre-order list? Well, hopefully some stuff from KR Models. Hopefully at some point, I think it's September now, for the Rapido 15XX. I think that's probably the most likely thing that's going to come through on pre-orders. So Rapido's 15XX sound fitted next time, hopefully. So until the next time we are in the shed, goodbye.